not together on a football field after a game because we did not make the long trip to Green Bay.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You know, I would have loved to have gone to Lambeau Field today.
Yeah, because I don't think either here or on the field changes anything because the Washington football team loses either way.
I was going to say, it's the same outcome whether we're there or whether we are again. As you know by now, the Washington football team suffered another loss, 24-10 at Green Bay. Things were looking up at the beginning of this game. They had a good start to this football game. At one point, they were tied 7-7 with Green Bay. I don't know. I thought, okay.
Didn't we have that moment like, oh yeah, okay. like the previous week?
I like what I'm seeing. But then, I mean,
it's
they
a
did
tale
play
of
Aaron
two
Rodgers.
halves, Sharla. They said that during week 6. They said that during week 5 and week 4, week 3, where we have a team that comes out and they ball out, right?
Yeah.
And then the second half, they go in and eat the what? What did they go in and eat at halftime?
Oranges.
The orange slices, and then they come back out, and then next thing you know, they don't play the same way. But I think today's game was just
oranges.
Today's game was just a little bit different. I think. I don't think they played as bad as they usually play because remember, like Green Bay, they were top 5 defense, and then of course on offense wise, they were able to at least move the ball, and we're going to talk about that in regards to like Taylor Heinicke and the way he was moving the ball just a little bit later. Of course, we want that discussion to continue with you, all of our Facebook fans. Comment below what questions you have. Is it must win, do or die for this team now? What do you think, Sharla?
I mean, I thought that last week. But then, you know what, going into Green Bay, you know, we heard Coach Rivera talk after the game about this specific game. And I don't want to say he didn't expect to win, because of course you expect to win every game. You're going to try your hardest to win every game. The Green Bay Packers are now 6-1. Green Bay is one of the best teams in the National Football League right now.
Yep.
So they knew what they were going up against. And again, they came out, they fought hard at the beginning. They did some great things on defense, did some great things on offense right at the get-go. But again, they didn't keep it up. They didn't keep going as the game went on. And then we started seeing mistakes. And Rivera always preaches mistake-free football. We didn't see mistake-free football. We saw some fumbles, just some sloppiness as the game goes on. But again, he was upbeat, like he usually is, after the game. Here's what he said.
I'm seeing the growth that we're looking for. I love the fight in these guys today. There's no quit. They played hard, and that's all you can ask for as a coach. The guys are going to come out and play hard and give themselves an opportunity. I thought they did. I thought Taylor was impressive. He did make a couple of mistakes, but he's going to, as a young guy, gain experience. But you got a lot of I got a lot of confidence that he's going to be able to move us. Now we as a football team just got to continue to grow and get better.
All right, so now the Washington football team, you know what? They haven't won in Green Bay since 1988, and it's actually a 7-game losing streak at Lambeau Field. Maybe they just need to stay away from Green Bay. I mean, it's
a tough place to play. We saw those fans today. It gets loud, and those fans were not letting up.
I mean, overall, home or away, I mean, they're 5-14 all time against Green Bay. We may need to, when the schedule comes out, just forfeit and just take the L.
Not go to Green Bay. Well, you just heard Ron Rivera talk about Taylor Heinicke. He said he's proud of his performance. We saw a lot of great things from Taylor early on in this game, and I love that.
Well, one thing that we also loved kind of going into this game was Taylor Heinicke. We knew that there was a lot of love he had for his father.
Right.
And this is what he had to say leading up into today's game.
Going up there and actually starting and going against those guys, it'll be another emotional ride up there. So, but yeah, that's going to be a very cool experience.
And Darren and I, we both had the chance to talk with Taylor about what his father has meant to him. And one of the greatest memories that he has with his father is growing up and on Sundays at 1 o'clock when the Packers were on TV. That is what they were doing. They were sitting on the couch watching the games together, as you saw him as a little boy there dressing up in that Green Bay uniform. He wears the number 4 because of Brett Favre. That was his favorite player growing up. So the Packers have meant so much to him, and especially after his father's passing. His father died when he was just a freshman at ODU. He really holds on to those memories and holds on to Green Bay and Lambeau Field. And, he told us going into this week that it would be emotional for him to be able to step out on that field and go there not now as a fan, but as a starting quarterback of an opposing team. And I think that is so special that he finally got to do that today. And of course, he said he knows his dad is looking down and was watching him today.
Yeah, one of the things that Taylor Heinicke was talking about was those moments he spent with his father as a Green Bay Packers fan, with both of them as Green Bay Packer fans. And they went to a game where the Green Bay Packers were playing the New York Giants, and the Giants ended up winning that game. And his father told Heinicke, hey, I want you to experience this, how this loss will feel, because Heinicke was sad about it. And then all of a sudden in 2011, Green Bay won the Super Bowl, and they got to share that moment. But that was the last moment, the last Super Bowl those two spent together, because like you said, Sharla, he passed away in 2011, his freshman year at ODU. So that's why this game was clearly an emotional one for Taylor Heinicke. And this is what he had to say about playing at Lambeau Field, the field he grew up cheering for his Green Bay Packers when he was a kid.
I grew up watching the Packers at Lambeau, watching those, legendary games with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. So to actually be on the field, experience it, get to play against Aaron, it was a really cool experience. And I said, hey, if I run 75 yards, I'm doing Lambeau Leap. I've always dreamt of doing it. So when that opportunity arose, I was going for it.
All right, so we all saw that Lambeau Leap. Unfortunately, it didn't count. The touchdown didn't count. The leap, he'll remember that. He did the leap. He made it up there. He didn't get injured doing it. That's big.
Yep,
he
that's
said he was
a good
a little scared halfway up. But, oh, man. You and I both, the frustration we felt watching this, I can only imagine what other fans are feeling and what he is feeling. There it is right there. So his knee is down just short of the goal line. The ball not over the goal line right there. They had initially called that a touchdown, but then they reversed the call. No touchdown for Taylor Heinicke. And it was after what he thought he scored a touchdown is when he ran and did the Lambeau Leap. And it was such an exciting moment. You and I were so excited watching this.
I ran to what we call a microwave that kind of keeps the video clips. I was like, hey, you need to clip this off so I can tweet it out. So it kind of stinks that they took that play away, and I guess I'll be like the mean person on this one. I know they have all the NFL rules and stuff like that, Sharla, but one of the things to protect the quarterback, they can slide feet first, and that's when you know that the player is giving up on the play.
Right.
But when you see the guy literally about to dive into the end zone, the fact that his knee touched the one when he's diving forward, because in the NFL, you're not down until a player touches you. And if they think Taylor Heinicke was giving up his body, diving head first, that's the wrong call. If he was sliding feet first, like the normal quarterback rule, then I can see, all right, he's down. So the NFL rules are a little bit different. They're trying to protect the quarterback and stuff like that. I think this is where one of those rules where we're trying to protect the quarterback now bites us in the butt.
It bit the quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, and it totally took Taylor Heinicke's amazing moment of scoring a touchdown, like we mentioned, because he was a Packers fan growing up, doing the Lambeau Leap. Took
it all away. Took
it all away. And so you are all of our Facebook fans. Comment below. How do you feel about that Taylor Heinicke play? Do you agree with the play on the field? Do you agree with the officials, the rules, the NFL rule that you're down, you sacrifice your body, or you give up your body when you take a knee, or whatever the heck the rule is? It's a rule they need to take away. Or even just how do you feel about Heinicke's moment, in regards to the relationship he had with his father as a Packers fan? Comment on our Facebook page. But good and well, Charlotte, Taylor Heinicke had some words to say about it. He held himself back, though.
Yeah, he did.
Because he didn't want to get, here's what he said.
I mean, I don't want to get fined up here, so I'm not going to get into specifics about that. But I felt like I got in both times. And then when I was going towards the goal line, I didn't know if I was going to take a big hit or not, so I thought, hey, let's just kind of dive and squeeze my way in there. So for them to say that I was giving myself up on the, 1 inch yard line, it's their decision to call that, but it is what it is.
We saw you chat with Aaron Rodgers a couple of times. Anything you could share about
how
cool that was?
Yeah, so I went up to him and I was like, hey, what'd you think about that touchdown there? And he's like, same thing happened to me against Tampa last year. And he said he was pissed off too about it. And I told him, hey, go talk to the white hat and tell him to, reverse the call. And he started laughing a little bit.
I would have done the same thing.
And you know what, though? He also said that it was pretty special for him to go up against Aaron Rodgers. He's talked all week about how special this game is in general. And it was nice that he had that little moment with Aaron Rodgers. But I know, obviously, he's hoping that he had that touchdown at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think we all kind of grow up as sports fans. We have someone that we look up to and we idolize. Like for me, I was a big-time Giants fan, so it was Lawrence Taylor. And I never had an opportunity to go against Lawrence Taylor, but like I remember walking into the Meadowlands and just going on that turf and be like, man, this is where my team used to play. So it was kind of one of those cool, surreal moments. I guess it's like me, as a UConn basketball fan, maybe like Ray Allen walks by.
Maybe. And
I see him in, for Georgia. Any good basketball players come out of Georgia?
Dominique Wilkins, just one. Just one.
Okay.
In all the years.
All right. So
We're
anyway,
a football school.
So you have one cool moment with Taylor Heinicke, and another cool moment was for Chris Blewitt. And Chris Blewitt, he's a local guy. He's from Northern Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia. Went to West Potomac High School. He's been out of football for 5 years, Sharla.
That's incredible.
Incredible. Working at Home Depot.
UPS.
UPS.
I mean, he's done every odd job just to kind of make ends meet, but he kept working out. He kept in the back of his head thinking, all right, I still want to do this. I still want to make my NFL dreams come true. He started coaching at Hayfield High School. We were there just a few days ago for our game of the week, and, kind of doing whatever he could to stay in the game, stay working out, doing his thing, and hopefully getting his shot. And then he got it today, his NFL debut. Yeah,
so they released Dustin Hopkins. He was having some issues making some field goals, so they brought him in. And the thing about Chris Blewitt, he's the best kicker that ever went to the University of Pittsburgh. He was like their guy. Look at the record books, and it's Chris Blewitt at the top. Just never played in an NFL game. And we saw 2 kicks from Chris Blewitt, and one was blocked. Yeah. And Ron Rivera was saying it was just a little bit low. And then we have the actual field goal. I can't remember what the yardage was, but he ended up making his second opportunity.
That's right.
And it was right down the middle.
So he has made a field goal in the NFL. No more working at Home Depot and UPS. I mean, he can if he wants to, but now he has a full-time job kicking field goals, and he was able to make one today. So good job to Chris Blewitt.
Yeah, here's what Ron Rivera had to say about Chris Blewitt.
I thought Chris did a nice job. I did. I was pleased to see him. He drove the ball well. Because of the circumstances, a couple of times I decided to, go for the touchdowns, and we could have easily kicked field goals, but that wouldn't have helped us in terms of needing points to score to get back in the game.
Tell what happened on the block.
He might have drove that one, maybe a little low. It was, obviously it was I believe it was a 42-yarder. And it's something, again, as a first-year guy, a rookie, basically, he'll get better at getting that ball to some elevation. But at the same time, there might have been a little bit of penetration. He did get his hands up, but we haven't really had a chance to look at that. So that's speculation on my part.
So Chris Blewitt gets the opportunity and to make an NFL kick, first time in his career. And what's so amazing, what we've seen in the last year for the Washington football team, we just saw Taylor Heinicke. He was a guy who was living on his sister's couch a year ago today, taking grad school classes at ODU. You have Samus Reyes, who was working at DoorDash a year ago, and then all of a sudden became the first Chilean-born player to ever play in an NFL game. He was out there at Lambeau Field. And now you have Chris Blewitt going from UPS.
I think Ron Rivera likes making people's dreams come true.
Hey, listen.
He said it before. He loves it. He loves a good story, and he gives us a story every single week. So,
storyline just needs to change in regards to
a W.
Yeah, for a W. And we need some help from the defense as well.
That's right, yeah. I mean, the defense, they knew what they were up against. They're up against a guy named Darren Rogers. You might have heard of him.
Who is that guy? Should I Google him?
So, you know what you're up against,
Is he on
right?
Facebook?
But he might be. I do wonder if these guys are on Facebook. Anyway, so they're up against Aaron Rodgers. They know what they're going up against. But again, they started off strong. 3 sacks, I believe they had, right out of the gate. Aaron Rodgers kind of joking a few times, but Matt Ioannidis came right at him in the end zone the one time, and Aaron Rodgers kind of gave that face of, okay, I see you, you're coming for me. And then, he got sacked by John Allen. Montez Sweat was right in there. So these guys were doing their job early on to contain Aaron Rodgers. I mean, their second drive of the game, it was a 3-and-out. So you thought, all right, again, things were happening, giving the Washington offense the ball to make things happen. But then we just saw Aaron Rodgers be Aaron Rodgers. Some of those throws, just right there. Threading the needle.
So this is very similar to last week where we had Patrick Mahomes. Like an NBA game, there's going to be one player that's going to get his. Let's just try to beat everybody else. So you already know Aaron Rodgers, he's just going to do what Aaron Rodgers does.
Right.
What I didn't like at first was the team scored on their first possession again. I mean, they drove right down the field. I mean,
That
I think
seems to happen every time.
I think the only bright spot about that opening drive, I think Montez Sweat had a sack on that
Right.
opening drive, but still they scored. So I think the Washington football team, they've allowed a team to score like every single time on their first possession, except for one game, I believe.
And we mentioned the sacks, and this reminds me of what Jonathan Allen said after the game. I think someone asked him about the sacks, and he was not impressed. He said a guy can have a lot of sacks, but you know what? That guy can still play awful. It doesn't show anything. He said he hates looking at sacks. He hates looking at that stat. He kind of got a little heated when he was talking about it. But, I mean, he's right a little bit. You know, we're saying Montez Sweat got the sack, but then what happened? They scored.
So let's give them not the benefit of the doubt, but let's have some sympathy for them, because they had a whole bunch of players that were injured in this particular game, and I think one of the big blows in regards to the defensive backs and trying to stop Aaron Rodgers in his pass attack was William Jackson. I mean, they paid all that money for William Jackson to come and play, and he was out. So they didn't have some of their star power that they normally have. I still think I am. I mean, the defense played better.
They did play better.
They played better. They had three fumble recoveries.
And
they
Ron was not
better.
as upset with them as he has been after previous games, in a sense that he seemed a little uplifted. Let's just hear what Ron had to say. Take a listen to this.
You know, they went up against one of the elite receivers and one of the elite passers today, and I thought they held their own. A big part of it was, and I know I've mentioned this to you guys, I thought the rush and the coverage were coordinated pretty well for the most part. I thought they really were in tune with one another, putting the pressure on the quarterback, forcing the ball out early. You know, a couple times he beat us in terms of what he had read and getting the ball out of his hands quickly too. So again, kudos to him, and that's why I said that's why he's one of the elite guys.
The season's not done. We have to turn things around. We have to circle the wagons, not worried about the outside noise, the outside media, but focus on what we have to do to finish games and make those plays that winning teams make.
He's frustrated, as he should be. Again, another loss for this Washington football team.
All right, but we always win. When we end this show with a win. And before we end with the win, you know, make sure you guys comment on our Facebook page. We're going to give you a shout out. We have comments already below. I'm receiving them. We're going to call out your name.
Make them juicy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you said make them juicy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, you want me to comment? I'll make it real juicy. Why y'all stink? No, I'm joking. So we always end with a W, and we end with a W because of what, Sharla?
Because we're winners at life.
No, suited or booted. Well, roll it, man. That's what I'm. There's nothing like suited or booted.
It's my favorite segment. Yes, I love this. We've been doing it since last season, and I absolutely love this. Okay, first up. Wow. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. You know, usually, you know me, 80% of the time, I'm a suited kind of gal.
Okay.
I'm going to say booted. I don't like this quilted pattern of paisley and patchy and the bright colors with the all black and it's not working.
All right,
None of this is working.
So when I first looked at it, even though, you know, the Omni Brown, I love you, man. Like, I have an aunt, and this is nothing against my aunt, but she makes these, like, quilts. And looking at his jacket reminds me of, like, a quilt my aunt makes.
Yes.
But I like to quilt when it's cold. I can put it on me on the
You're
couch.
not
wearing it on a jacket.
And we love De'Ami Brown. He's one of the best guys, greatest personalities. This is showing his personality.
No, go back to the full picture, Will, because you know. So I'm gonna boot him, but you know who we're gonna suit? St. Juice in the background.
Behind him.
Nah, bring it back full. Bring it back full. Will, we don't want to see us. No, go to the previous one. We'll go to that one in a little bit. Go back to the previous one.
If you can't, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now that one.
Bring it full, because we got to see St. Juice. Way in the back with the plum. What is that? Is that plum?
He's got like a burgundy suit going on.
That's the swag. That's a suited.
St. Juice is suited.
Topper's here too. What is that? That's a suited?
Yeah.
Oh, he says suited.
You like the quilted.
Forget De'Ami Brown.
Okay.
I wish we could zoom in on St. Juice back there.
That's great.
Bringing the juice, St. Juice.
All right, now we can go to the next one.
All right.
Roll the turtleneck footage.
Battle of the turtlenecks. So who has more swag here?
Okay, I'm always going to go
McLaurin
with Terry.
or Seals Jones?
I'm always going to go with Terry because I don't know. I feel like he just steps out of a catalog every single Sunday. And, you know, usually guys in turtlenecks, not my thing. But I think he's rocking this. The suit is sharp with it. The colors all go. I mean, I'm digging it.
So I'm gonna boot it. I am not a fan of turtlenecks. The dang on things look like you're choking, and you know your boy got I got stuff like that material around my neck makes me itch.
Right.
So like I don't want the
I'm wearing one right
turtleneck
now.
all around my neck and stuff like that, and I'm scratching like Tyrone Biggums and stuff like that. Like, so I say
You're saying boot it.
Boot both of them.
I say suit Terry.
I think if they get rid of the turtleneck, they'll bring the swag. Turtleneck, nah, it make my neck itchy right now.
He's feeling fall.
Okay. All right.
All right, next up. Chase Young, he's with us every week in this segment because every week, I mean, I'm convinced he has about 10 designers that just sit there and they're like, okay, which one are you going to wear?
I'm telling you, they lay it on his bed.
They lay it on his
like,
bed.
Chase, this is what you're going to wear today, my son.
I don't like this, though. He looks like, I would say the missing zebras, but.
Wow, did you really just do that? So this is great. So Chase Young, who's a Prince George's County native, there are some zebras that are like roaming around in Prince George's County. So you literally just called Chase Young one of the missing zebras.
No,
that's what you said.
What's happening here?
That's what you said, right?
I like the bling. He rocks that like every other week. I like that he's got the burgundy pants, to go team colors here. But I don't know what's going on with this skunky zebra situation.
So I have no problem with the zebra look. Shout out to the zebras in Prince George's County. I hope we find you guys. Rest in peace to the ones that have passed away. We need to get that situation straight.
Yeah.
But Chase Young, I love you to death, man. But I feel like if he's like almost like a NASCAR like jacket. But
nothing about his look looks NASCAR.
No, I'm saying this. Like he has the zebra jacket, the green backpack, the black shirt, the gold necklace, the hat, the glasses, the mask, the briefcase, the maroon pants. This is just
too many colors.
It's not coordinating. It's just all over the place. It's just like he just got out of the house and was like, all right, just gonna put this on, and let me not look in the mirror to see if it all matches and goes together.
No, nothing goes. It's not going to be in vogue. It's out. It's a boot it. Get rid of it.
Hey,
maybe keep the pants. They're not terrible, but separates, not together.
Hey, Will, can we take Sharla's camera solo without me? Because I'm not going to do it as suited or booted, but we're going to go suit it. What? Because you decided to match the background today.
Oh yeah, I did.
Like you literally blend in. Like go back there and just stand on the monitor. Like she's going to disappear. Like if her head wasn't there, like she'll just disappear.
I know. I'm right here. I picked out the burgundy perfectly. I thought it would bring them luck in Green Bay. Clearly that didn't.
Yeah, no, that didn't work.
I try to rep the colors.
You tried, but so did the Washington football team. Their offense, their defense.
Yeah.
They all sure did try.
They tried.
All right, so I guess it's now time for our Facebook reaction.
Yes,
and,
let's hear it.
I don't know if I got anything yet. Did I get? Oh, I did. My bad. I'm a little bit behind here. I didn't. Oh, I have a lot actually. So Leanthony Day says, this doesn't make any sense. Poor management of this team. So Leanthony Day, it's your day to speak your mind, and I think there were some questionable calls. I think we brought in Chris Blewitt. And there were times where I think we could have kicked the field goal, and they went for it on fourth down. The second one I can roll with. The first one, not sure about that. What do you think, Sharla?
Yeah, I think they were inside the 20, and you have a brand new kicker, and you think, all right, let's see what he's got. And it's early in the game.
Could have made it like a 10-7 halftime lead or something like that. Yeah, it was really early
in the game. We know that Ron loves to go for a fourth down. We know that Heinicke also has that gutsy personality, that grit about him. We know that the offense wants to go for it. We know Ron likes to go for it. But when it's early in the game, you can take an early lead. You're inside the 20, so it would be a relatively easy kick. I know no kicks are easy, but, we're not going for a 50-yarder here.
I mean, I heard he was making 62-yarders during practice.
I'm confident in the guy. Blewitt's not going to blow it.
Man, they blew it for Blewitt. They blew it for Blewitt, right? Ron Rivera blew it for Blewitt. Anyways, Gregory Wilson says, can we rename the team the Washington Losers until they have a winning record?
That's harsh.
Our chief meteorologist Topper Schutz back here saying that was kind of harsh. That's a little harsh.
We're
it's
teaching
real,
no bullying in school.
If you want to live up to your name, the Washington football team is living up to the name that Gregory Wilson just gave the Washington football team.
But we don't want to call them losers.
No, we don't want to call them losers. Maybe if we start calling them the Washington Winners.
And that's great alliteration.
You know what? I'm going to do this for right now. I'm going to call the Washington football team for the rest of this show the Washington Winners.
And they're going to win.
And they're going to win next week.
Put it into the atmosphere.
They're going to win next week.
Happen.
So I will say this. The Washington Winners, oh yeah, they do have the bye week.
No. Not next week. They play at Denver.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct. Then it's the bye week. See, Topper, stick to the moisture and the low pressure system that's moving with the cold front. Did I sound like a meteorologist right there?
Not really.
Not really? Okay, at least I tried. All right, so the Washington Winners, I'm not going to go with the name that Gregory Wilson has, but I do feel like this, like if they're going to win the Super Bowl, then I feel like we should still call them the name that's right here. But since they're not going to win the Super Bowl,
gotta change.
They'll change the name. So the Washington Winners, that's what we're going to call them from now on. You see, I'm trying to think about it to make sure I don't say the other name.
Washington Winners.
Washington Winners. All right, so another comment. Leanthony Day has another comment. Let's talk about Chris Blewitt because he blew it. Did he really?
Okay, let's calm down.
Hold on. No, go ahead. No, she got the hand up. When the hand comes up, you know it's serious. Go ahead.
I don't think he blew it. He came out there, yes, the kick looked a little low. They were able to block the first kick. The guy has not played in the NFL ever. He hasn't played organized football for 5 years. And then you know what, though? It's all about how you bounce back. It's not how you start, but how you finish. And how did he finish? He finished by making a field goal.
Listen.
There we go.
So
I give him another shot.
Leanthony Day, hey.
And let's get real. Those 3 points were not going to help this game.
She said it. I agree with her, but I don't need to add on to that. John Clemens, need a new coach and quarterback right away.
Oh, I disagree with the
Which
quarterback.
one you want to take? You
I don't
go with
think
the
we need a new
quarterback? Tell me why. Tell me why.
You know what? I'm going to read this because this was the best.
You want me to talk while you bring that up?
Okay, I have it. I have
you got it?
All
right.
This was the best tweet that I saw, and I agree with this.
Yeah, keep these comments on our Facebook page. These are great, you guys.
Taylor Heinicke didn't lead these guys to a win, but the lifelong Green Bay fan went 100% on every snap, passing, running, willing to block, recovered a fumble downfield, did a premature Lambeau leap. Life moves fast. He breathed it all in. Good for him.
Definitely wasn't a premature Lambeau leap because we all thought it was going to touchdown, but I get what they're saying, though.
I know.
So,
That's Ben Standing. We'll give you a shout out with The Athletic.
So I think I agree with you. I don't think Taylor Heinicke is a quarterback that's now going to be your franchise guy for years.
Right here,
for
Terry McLaurin. Right here.
He should have caught that pass. Terry, if that was what did I say? If it was a spear, would have went through his chest.
There was a lot of great passes that were not caught. And I think Taylor, as these players have said before, he tries to find ways to win. And he does. Mm-hmm. And Ron Rivera says the same thing. So I know the quarterback has the ball the most. I know it's easy to blame the quarterback. I just don't think all of today's issues were because of Taylor Heinicke.
So I'll make this real quick before we get to the last comment because we're going to be running out of time. But continue to comment on our Facebook page. But if I had to look at some of the quarterbacks that were here, and we look at Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, if it was Colt McCoy, Kirk Cousins,
There's
whatever.
been so many.
Like, they're all great quarterbacks. But Taylor Heinicke has the heart of a guy who seems like he's been through some struggles and wants to prove people wrong.
Yep,
Some
absolutely.
people have that it when others don't. And Taylor Heinicke has that it to never give up. I'm sorry, he may not be the greatest quarterback in the NFL right now, but he's a lot better than the last few quarterbacks we've had here in the last 2 seasons.
Agreed.
Topper
agrees too. Here, from the weather gallery.
How many years most accurate forecast? 10 years, most accurate forecast, and picking and agreeing with us. That means we're accurate. We're accurate what we're talking about. All right, so Dana Decker says, let's talk about the kicker, but I think we spoke about the kicker already.
Yeah, blew it.
Let's talk
We'll
about
give him a few more chances.
Our final thought here.
Okay. Final thought.
Am I going first?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I guess I could go first.
Just give your final thought and your prediction for next week.
Okay. All right.
At Denver.
So here's my final thought. I'm waiting for the beat to drop. Oh, no, that's not the beat.
Maybe like a
It's always the Where's the Love beat, but it's all right.
Okay.
So my final thought with this one is we saw some of the same mistakes from the Washington football team, especially on the defensive side. But I think this is going to be a time where they're going to take on the Denver Broncos, a team that actually started off really hot. I think they were like 3-0, and people were surprised that they were undefeated. and then they've been trending down.
Yeah.
So I think this is the opportunity for the Washington football team to end their 3-game losing streak.
They need
and
to.
I feel like they will end that 3-game losing streak. And I'm saying that the Washington football team will beat the Denver Broncos by the same score today.
Ooh, 24-10. Okay.
Now, let me check if Denver won. Let me check.
I'm going to completely agree with you. I think that they are going to win at Denver next week. Then they'll have that bye to kind of straighten out a few more things. Do we know if Ryan Fitzpatrick's coming back during that bye week? Who knows? But right now, Taylor Heinicke is the guy. I think he's going to have an even better game next week. I think they will beat Denver. They'll start to trend up before they start really getting into these NFC East contests. They got to start playing better. I mean, the NFC East isn't the greatest. The Cowboys are pretty great, but the Giants aren't. So Eagles are. So it's like last season. Anybody can win this weird division, even though right now I'd say it's trending towards the Cowboys.
The Broncos have lost 5 straight games, y'all. I'm telling you, if this is an opportunity, the total opposite from Green Bay that came into this game, winning 5 straight. This team lost 5 straight.
This is the time.
This is the time.
All right, so we'll see you back here
This is the time.
next week. He will still be singing. We hope we're talking about a W for the Washington Winners.
This is the time.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
This is the time.
I don't know.
The Washington Winners win the game. Are we still on?
We're definitely still on.
Oh. See y'all next week.
Have a great Sunday.